Welcome to Caching Waves. Doing an update on Bitcoin. I just want to show you a couple things if you missed the last video. First of all, the most important area to make us decide where the top is here is this area here, what type of correction we get, for a couple different reasons. So first of all, WXY completed here potentially, but we made a new low. So it's not valid as a completion. And that is a double zigzag here. Now, why I say it matters very much so what we get here is if this ends up being a triangle, our only option would be that this is a W, X, Y, X, and a Z after that, or a Z after that, to the downside in another zigzag. And the reason for that is we can't move our Y wave over here and this be considered a flat if we get a triangle. And that is because you cannot get a triangle in a B wave of a flat. So very important to consider. So that would mean either we're getting a Y wave here and the Z wave down and a WXYZ, or we'd have to recount this entire previous area very ugly. It would look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the only way it could be counted, but then you have an ugly 1, 2 here and 3, 4, 5. It's very ugly count. But as of now, still considering that we could be in a Y wave, but what we would have to get then is an ABC here to complete to be able to be considered a flat, and that's where we get a 3, 3, 3, and then 5 waves down, and then we can still be in our larger Y wave and the top over here. Just wanted to show you those differences because they really do matter for larger term views of where price is going to go. But on the lower time frames, I'll just show you where I'm at. So we're in the middle of this correction. I am currently long. Just going to get rid of this one. So have this as either a 3-wave A. Come on, you gonna work? What's going on? Okay, so my drawing tool doesn't want to draw. That's great. So either have this as a 3-wave A, we can then get an expanded B right into the area we'd expect between the 1.05 and 1.32 extension of this wave. There's our B wave. And we have 3 waves up here, so this could be a ending diagonal as a C wave before the downside, and we can then be confident that we're getting a flat and expect 5 waves down after that. Or we have a WXY, which would be a 3, 3, 3. This is our A wave and our B wave, and we'd look for a flat here and 5 waves up before we come down again for those 5 waves down. So I'm currently long. I've gotten in, so I measured from this wave here, put on our fib retracements. There you can see our 618 and our 786 on there. I bought at the 382, the 50, so I'm 2/3 into this position, and I have a buy at the 618. So I take a third in each position, then my average price is at the 50, right about where we are now. But one thing I'm keeping in mind is, so this could be potentially done right now. I think we have a little more downside to go, but this could be our top here. We had a 5-wave A, a running flat for our B, and our C wave here. And then we have a running flat, A, B, looking for 5 waves down complete. And we take off from here in our 5 waves. Or our C wave finished over here in an ending diagonal. And we have a little more downside to go, and we have a double zigzag. We have our A, B, C, X, A. This could get a little more upside, B, C, like that, and then we go to the upside. But my concern, if we do come that low, is we have to consider the fact of that triangle I just spoke of earlier. Like so, and after we fill that, we dump to the downside in 3 waves rather than 5s. Our labeling gets relabeled, and we're working on a Y wave zigzag. So that's what I'm considering. So what I'm going to do, so I'm currently long, like I said, at around this price level. Stop is at this low, and I'm targeting the 1-to-1 extension of this wave when it does finish. You can see it's at 28,686 there, but it's at the current pivot low. This can easily get adjusted based on how far we come down. And also keeping in mind this W wave off the X, the 1-to-1's a little shy, so it could just get a running flat, looking something like this. That would still be valid to me, and we could get our 5 waves down after that. But I'd look between the 1-to-1 of this A wave, as well as probably between the 1.236, 1.382, because it kind of lines up perfectly between the 50 and the 618 in red you see there highlighted of this wave down. So currently long there, stop at this low, but what I'm going to do is once we start to go here, when we get really high to this area, you can see we can potentially get that triangle to the downside. I'm doing this in XRP as well, if you haven't seen that video. But say that we end up making this move down, then I would pay attention to this next wave up, and if we start to chop like this, I'll probably take a short entry as well and hedge both ways, so I get the long and the short. And I'll take a short somewhere around this area, stop at this high, the C wave high, and target down between our targets we were expecting a while ago. Down here between like 21 and 23K. We'll get a better idea once we can get some fib pulls. But right now, just sort of a guess until we get a pivot we can actually measure off of. But that's what I'm going to do. I've got my last buy here at the 618, stop at this low. I'm currently just long, but if we start to get some chop and don't take off with any aggression similar to this wave, see me highlighting, I want to see something like this start to take off. I will most likely be getting in that short, stop at that low. So I'll have kind of a in-between area where I don't make any money, but I will be hedging both ways. Okay, so that's my look at BTC, guys. I'm doing this in XRP as well. It's just the safest way to make sure I get in the trade, and very, very reasonable just because we're in an area where it can be both things. So paying attention very closely, and I'll make sure to update these multiple times. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see the updates on these. All right, thanks for watching.